Okay, let's do yoga. Let's begin by standing in Tadasana, mountain posture, where we bring the big toes together, draw the feet as close together as we can, and we plant our feet firmly in the ground beneath us. You draw up through the body, from the base of the feet, up through the lower legs, the mid, the upper legs. You lift the flesh on the front, the sides and the backs of the legs. And think about connecting to your hamstrings at the back of the upper leg and drawing up towards the buttocks, and then lifting the buttocks and drawing the buttock cheeks together. As you do this, you'll feel a natural tilt of your pelvis forward. It's centralising itself. It's making its correct alignment. And as that tilt of the pelvis happens, you then feel a natural pull of the tummy in, back and down, so that the belly button is drawing towards the base of the spine. You rise up through the torso, the flesh lifting, making internal elevation. You have your chin parallel with the mat. You take a breath in, and when you exhale, draw those shoulder blades together so the shoulders move back and you open out across the front of the chest. And then allow your arms to hang naturally by the sides of your body, your fingers loose and limp down towards the mat. Now let's close the eyes. And you may feel the transference of your body weight between the 2 feet. And you want to try and centralise this weight. Let's pull in towards our central meridian that runs directly from the crown of the head through the torso to the base of the spine. See it perhaps as a metal pole, and you're wrapping yourself around that metal pole, pulling inward. You're dispersing your total body mass, weight, within the 4 corners of the 2 feet. Make yourself as tall as you can while standing firmly with the feet into the mat. Tadasana, mountain posture. Let's take a breath in as we link the thumbs and raise the hands above the head, being aware to not just simply draw the shoulders towards our ears, but to create space on the sides of our body from our hips to our armpits. We're drawing the waist up towards the ribs. Let's begin to exhale as we hinge over at the hips. We lift up through the legs, raise the knees, and we pull the belly in, the belly button towards the spine. It's lending its support as you make that forward flexion. Let's take ourselves to halfway and think about getting ourselves a nice tabletop back. So you want to have that tilt of the pelvis, the belly pulling in. You want your head and neck to be a natural extension of your spine. Your fingertips are reaching to the wall in front of you. Your ears are brushing on the insides of your upper arms. Another breath in as we create further space in the hips, and then we continue our descent, hinging the hips over the 2 femur bones. Take your hands down to a position that's comfortable for you. Now you may have got your hands to rest on your thighs or on your shins, that's fine. You may be working the hands down a little further towards the ankles, or bringing the hands to the floor. Be aware now if you are pushing your buttocks to the wall behind you. If this is the case, take a breath in and draw the buttocks to become directly placed over the heels of the feet. You'll feel a transference of weight now in the feet, possibly travelling into the toes. Relax your toes, let go of any tension or stress that you might be holding within the toes. And just adjust and adapt your weight transference. Let go of the back of the neck. Allow the crown of the head to point down towards the mat. Breathe. This is Uttanasana, forward bend, and it's in this position that the trunk of your body can passively elongate. Let's bring our right hand outside of our left ankle. Let's take a nice deep inhalation, keep the hips level, but begin to rotate the trunk of the body as you release the left hand and arm and stretch it up towards the ceiling. Unclench your teeth and breathe. See if you can turn the head and neck on the cervical spine. No force necessary. Do not twist or overstretch. And then gently release the left hand down and bring it to connect with the right ankle. If you can't reach the ankles yet and it's connecting onto the outer shin, that's fine. Let's take a nice breath in through the nose, and then we're going to begin to rotate to the right, keeping our hips level. So you could always place your right hand onto the base of the spine and just check that it feels nice and flat. The rotation here is happening within the torso, the trunk of the body and the spine. You're turning the flesh on the trunk of the body to assist the rotating spine. Reach up through to the fingertips and then exhale. Release back to that central position. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Let's heel and toe the feet now, hip width or wider apart. So as you look at the heels of your feet, you've got to gauge the width of your hips. This is a position of truth. Take a nice deep inhalation. As you exhale, begin to bend the knees, drawing the trunk of the body to rest on the upper thighs briefly. Be aware if you are dropping onto your insteps, if your feet are rolling inwards. Let's think about getting some weight in the outer edge of the feet. Now, to help do this, you can think about your inner thighs and you can rotate them outwards. Okay? As soon as you rotate those thighs outwards, the weight will roll onto the outer edge of your feet. Very slowly, you will begin to lower the buttocks. Get to a point that is comfortable while still having the heels on the mat. If the heels start to come up, then you need to raise your buttocks and continue the breath cycle in that position. If you can drop the buttocks between the heels of the feet, then do so. Japanese squat posture. You can bring your upper arms to your inner thighs and gently push them outwards. Bring the hands together at the palms, namaste. Drawing the thumbs to rest at the sternum. Have your chin parallel to the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring the fingers once again in front of you. A nice deep breath in as you begin to lift the buttocks, straightening the legs, relaxing in the upper body. Heel and toe the feet together. Now bring the palms of the hands together, link the fingers Allow the index fingers to remain straight and cross the thumbs. A nice deep inhalation, exhale, bend the knees, sink the buttocks, rest the torso onto the upper thighs, stretch through those arms into the fingertips. It's almost like you've got the Charlie's Angel link of the hands. Stretch the index fingers forward, keep the buttocks lowered, the knees bent, breathe in, begin to raise the trunk of the body, bring those arms upwards, drawing the upper arms to rest alongside the ears, tilt the pelvis, pull the tummy in to protect the spine. You're making a nice zigzag position with the body, a zigzag shape as you come into Utkatasana, chair posture, or otherwise known as the mighty one. This is going to increase the strength in your legs and your lower back. It's great for the digestive system. Bring your chin parallel to the floor, unclench your teeth and breathe. See if you can stretch the hips up towards the waist and you're rising up through the upper body whilst grounding down through the legs into the feet. Take any tension out of the toes. You should be able to pick the toes up and wiggle them. And then to your next exhalation, gently fold back to the forward flexion. We're going to bring our hands to walk up the legs as we tilt the pelvis. Get your chin onto your chest. Restack the bones of your spine. Once your shoulders are above your hips, you can bring your chin parallel to the mat. Take your shoulders back, open your chest and breathe. Becoming aware once again of your weight dispersing into the 2 feet, keeping it nice and centralised. Let's link the thumbs in the opposite way now. So if you always take your right thumb to link over your left thumb, this time place the left thumb to link over the right. In yoga, we use both sides of the brain equally. And this is what helps us to open new potential. So let's keep check and use the opposite thumb than we would usually go for. So it might feel quite strange. Breathe in, raise the arms and the hands above the head. Drop the shoulders away from the ears, relax the shoulders. Pull up pubis to navel as you take an inhalation, and then exhale, let's hinge forward. Take your time so that whilst you descend, you are able to gather the information to allow the fullness of the legs to stretch. So you're not just using one part, you're not just feeling it in the thighs, you've actually stretched up through the shins, the calf muscles, the Achilles tendons, the hamstrings. There's lots of tendons, ligaments, muscles, flesh that can all get involved. Activate and engage them all as you bring yourself into forward fold. Relax the back of the neck, the top of the head, the crown of the head points towards the mat. Let's take a breath in through the nose. You can have a bit of a bend in the knees here as well if you need to bring the hands down to connect with the mat. At this point, if you've been resting your hands on your thighs or your shins, let's get them down to the floor and bend your knees to achieve this. A nice breath in, and then as you exhale, you're going to step the right foot back and bend the left knee. Now you want to ensure that your left knee is over the heel of the foot. If your knee is coming over your toes, you're going to put unnecessary stress on the knee joint. So you need to readjust and have Have your shin perpendicular and have that knee over the heel of the foot. Have your hands either side of the left foot. Bring your right knee to rest onto the mat. Turn your right toes under. Let's gain our foundation here. Let's bring the left hand and then the right hand to the left upper thigh. Get your shoulders over your hips and breathe. Still think about lifting up through the torso. Still think about rising those hips up and away from the two femur bones. You're creating space. You're lifting the skin around the abdominals, the hips, the lower back, the kidneys. It's all drawing upwards now because you want your trunk to be nice and straight and upright. Unclench your teeth, relax your shoulders, breathe. And then let's bring the hands back either side of that left foot. Turn your right toes under. A nice deep breath in as you raise that right knee and then step the right foot to the left. Be aware that to get your right foot all the way up to place it next to your left foot, you could use a swinging motion with the right hip. So rather than trying to drag the foot through that central line and not quite making it, you could swing it round to the side and then bring it to place next to the left foot. And you're in forward flexion, forward bend once again. Let's take a nice deep breath in. This time we're going to release the left heel and foot, and we're going to step the left foot back nice and long and then bring the left knee to rest on the mat. Let's again check the placement of our right foot and knee so that our right knee is directly over the heel of the right foot. Bring both hands either side of that right foot as you adapt and adjust to the foundation of the position. You can turn those left toes under. Pick your right toes up, give them a little bit of a wiggle, let go of any tension that you might have created there. Think about your upper back and your shoulders. Have you pulled tension into them? Can you take a breath out and surrender and just let go, soften? Remember, breath is movement and movement is breath. And the softer you can become, the easier movement and breath will flow through you. If you are rigid, full of tension, then movement finds it more challenging to travel. So soften up. Remember, you can let go every time you breathe out. Let's turn those left toes under, take a breath in, straighten that left leg. And once again, let's think about swinging the foot round and up to meet the right foot. So your left foot is going to swing outwards. You're making a rotation of the femur within the hip joint to bring the foot up. Once again, into forward flexion. Let's heel and toe those feet apart. Look at the heels of your feet. Gauge the width of your hips. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, let's bend those knees. Get to a point that's comfortable for you. Avoid allowing the heels to rise off the mat. So if you get to a point like here and you feel that's comfortable, then rest your forearms onto your upper thighs and breathe. If you feel you can drop down in between the legs, bring the palms of the hands together, get your upper arms, your triceps, pressing on the insides of your thighs and gentle pressing or pushing the inner thighs open. Relaxing your groins. You have two sets of groins, the front set at the fold here and the back set at the crease of the buttocks. So take your mind to that area and relax. Again, your toes should be nice and relaxed.
See if you're really pressing them into the mat, if they're rigid, if they're stiff, if they've got a lot of tension into them. Let that go. Roll your inner thighs outwards to help the weight go into the outer edge of the feet rather than dropping into your instep. Chin parallel to the floor, teeth unclenched. Breathe in and breathe out. Japanese squat position, a great posture for digestion, massaging the digestive tract. Then let's bring our hands in front of us, a nice deep breath in as you begin to lift the buttocks with a sense of lightness. Rise them up, straighten the legs, heel and toe the feet together. Chin onto chest, bring the hands to walk up the legs, tilt the pelvis, pull the tummy in, stack your shoulders directly above your hips, then raise the chin to be central, parallel to the mat. Relax your shoulders, draw them back a little, bring the shoulder blades towards each other, pull the tummy in. Lift the buttocks, draw the buttock cheeks together, gaining the best mountain posture you can. Grounded in the feet, rising up to the crown of the head and beyond, feeling lifted. And then give yourself a shake. Shake it out. Let's bring our balance and coordination into play now. Really focusing on grounding the standing leg, which is going to be the left foot firstly. We're going to take the right foot. You can put the sole of the right foot at the ankle. You can draw it to the knee, the inner knee, or bring it right up to the very top of the inner thigh. We're looking at Vrksasana now, tree posture. Use your right hand to gently draw your right knee out in line with your right hip. And remember, at this point, if you've got a chair next to you, use it. You can hold onto a chair. You can have a wall next to you. This is to help motivate your balance in the early days of practice. Because for some of us, it will take a while to achieve balance if we haven't practiced these sort of postures ever or for many years. Non-judgmental on the self, take your time. You'll breathe in to lift the hands to shoulder level, and then you'll stretch along the arms to the fingertips. You'll feel as if you're being pulled to the left and right, both equally. Rotate the arms from the shoulder girdle, extend the fingers down, raise the hands up, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, bring the palms of the hands together, cross the thumbs over, and draw the heels of the hands to the crown of the head. Get those elbows in line with the ears. Find your focus, a spot in front of you that you can concentrate on. And observe that you don't allow the concentration to stop your flow of breath, or you don't begin to clench the teeth. You're still soft and relaxed. And it doesn't matter if you sway, trees sway. Rise up in your tree posture. Make yourself the tallest tree that you can be. Let's reach the hands up. Stretch them out and gently lower them, and then release the foot. Remembering to come out of the position with the grace and strength that you went in. Don't try to overhold the position. Come out of it when you feel that you need to. I can guide you through a posture, but it's down to you to actually know how long you can hold it for, and it's better to come out with control than crashing out. And then over time with your practice you'll be able to hold for longer because your body will be growing stronger, your mind will be growing stronger. Let's transfer to the other side now. So we take the weight into the right foot. Let's turn our left knee out. We can use our hand to gently help that take place. Place your left foot in your chosen position, all depending on where your balance is at today in your practice. Get your alignment. Take time in the lower levels of the position to find the comfort, the strength, the balance, so that you may then progress. And move slowly so that you are able to consciously control. If you move too fast, the body does not have the time to receive the full message from the mind as to what it actually has to do. And because of the intricacies, the systems of the body and their workings, moving slowly in a position allows observation, critical observation, to take place. Every single tiny part of the movement. And in the fullness of the posture, even though it looks quite static, you're still working, you're still thinking about engaging parts of the body that may be sluggish, you're still elevating, you're pulling up internally. Your critical observation is checking on your alignment, making any tweaks, minor adjustments or alterations. And then with that slowness and observation, you are able to gracefully exit from the posture. Taking the weight into both feet, once again grounding the feet into the mat, the earth beneath you. And bring yourself into that central foundation position, mountain posture. It will change the way other people view you. It will change the way you view yourself. For you will be more upright, taller standing. Your stature will increase. Your alignment will become as nature intended. And when your skeletal frame is aligned, all your internal organs have the ability to rest comfortably, and with good breathing they then receive generous amounts of oxygen on every breath intake. And it is oxygen that repairs, renews, replenishes. And the outbound breath, the exhalation, just as important, because through the exhalation you are ejecting byproducts of the breath cycle, you are ejecting toxins, you are letting go of all that is no longer necessary. Breathe in, bring the palms of hands together at the chest, the sternum, just on the heart, the place of all truth. Begin having that honest relationship with yourself. Begin to better understand the vehicle you are inhabiting. Know thyself. Give thanks for your practice today. Enjoy your day. Yoga is good for you. And make the most of this space in time that we're all being given.